Hi everybody, here's Christian. And this is Pico-8 Hero. I'm still so hyped about this keyboard, that's why it's very late, but I'm still working. This is so great. Sometimes, you know, to motivate you to do the things that you're supposed to do, you need to kind of like treat yourself a little bit, you know? And this is definitely a huge treat. So today we're gonna have another treat as well, because today I will actually do we're gonna actually redo some of the I'm fixing some things here. So we are going to finish up maybe the power-ups. So later on we can move on to the juicy stuff. So last time around we made the multi-ball happen, but now we have to get real about how multi-ball interacts with the other power-ups. And I've been doing some soul searching. Initially I thought maybe, you know, when you pick up another power-up, like all the power-ups would cancel each other, so there would be no crossover between the power-ups. So if you pick up a power-up, you cancel the previous one automatically. Which, for example, makes sense because there are some power-ups that we have that cannot be at the same time. Like you have a wide paddle and a narrow paddle, and they kind of like cancel each other. But now I am no longer sure about that. Especially with multi-ball, it's kind of weird to cancel multi-ball because you already have the balls on the screen. So if you cancel multi-ball, you would have to make the balls disappear. And then it's kind of like the question arises, which ball will disappear? You would have to, maybe it would be possible. It's not impossible, right? But it's just not like perfect. It's not like, there is no natural solution to this. There is no intuitive solution to this. And also, I think a big draw of what the multi-ball is about, I think, is like the mayhem it creates. Like there's suddenly all those balls on the screen, all those things happening. And there's something to be said that even though some of the combinations of the power-ups could be like devastating and very broken, like especially the mega ball and the multi-ball, like the ball that goes through the bricks and also multiple balls at the same time, that seems broken. But also on the other hand, it's fun. There's no way around this. Sometimes broken things are fun. There's only to go even a further tangent, like something, if you think about something like RPGs, where usually when I ask my students like what's an RPG about, and they say like, oh, it's about, you know, being a character and developing a character and stuff like that, and playing a character. But it's not. Like it's RPGs about a player systematically breaking the game. If you think about this, because you upgrade your character until the game becomes pointless, until you can wipe out all the enemies. And for example, the best RPGs, stuff like Final Fantasy VII, are the ones that give you like this complicated system that allows you to actually create those crazy combos that make you like an unbeatable badass. And that's not really like character, that you're not really playing a character, you're just breaking the game in a very elaborate way. So that's kind of like a very complicated explanation why I think the power-ups should actually stack. And we need to do some thinking though. So if they are going to stack, we have to, some of the power-ups have timers. So I have to keep track of which power-ups actually have timers. So slowdown has a timer. Life does not have a timer. Also, I want to keep track of which exclude each other, because some of the power-ups will cancel each other, but we're going to see real quick that there is not too many. So catch sticky is a bit of a tricky one. This is the one that we're going to deal with today, because the way it works with multi-ball is kind of weird, right? Because you have multiple balls and one will hit the paddle and that will be stuck to the paddle. And so what happens if the next one hits the paddle? That also going to be stuck. Then the question is like, what happens when you launch the balls, and what if you have already balls stick to the paddle, but there's still another flying around, and then maybe you pick up another sticky, and then the second ball also sticks to the paddle. You don't want to have situations where both balls are stick to the paddle. I think that's something that we should avoid. So the catch and sticky is not something. It has no timer. I think we have to. It should not have a timer. I think it should be like something like, okay, the next ball gets caught. So I'm gonna check this if this has no timer. but also no multiple stickies. That's very important. So that's kind of like a restriction we have to program in. Expand has timer. It works for only a limited amount of time, but also cancels reduce. And equally reduce is the same thing. It has a timer. Reduce also has a timer, and it cancels expand. I think I misspelled cancels. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't be afraid. Don't judge me, please. Okay, so a multi-ball also has timer. Very important. A mega ball has timer. Multi-ball has no timer. My idea being that if you can keep all those balls on the screen, go ahead, man. Like it's kind of like a very powerful power up. So no restrictions. We have to also watch out what happens when you your ball is actually stuck to the pedal and then you pick up multi-ball. What happens then? What's the best solution? Well, I guess then you will launch the multi-ball. You will launch the stuck ball. Release sticky balls. Again, there's just no way. We're talking about balls. There's really no way this won't. There's no way it won't be can be misunderstood as something dirty. So please keep things civil in the comment section, guys. We're really talking about Breakout here. Cool. So I'm gonna keep this around as a reminder of what things we want to program in. Right? Good. So let me start out. Let me start out with the sticky part, because that's kind of like something that we had all this time. Oh yeah, by the way, I wrote something, some other two things. I don't know if we have time for all of these today, but so I was thinking about maybe reducing the amount of balls that when you pick up the multi-ball, maybe reducing the amount of balls that your ball splits into from 3 into just 2. That opens another can of worms, but we're gonna get to that in a second. And then, if there's already multi-balls on the screen and then you pick another multi-ball, I want to split a random multi-ball into pieces. Okay, so with the sticky, I always want to have just one ball stick to the pedal. It will just create a huge pain if there's multiple ones. So this sticky true is, I think, very important, because it kind of like makes sure that we know that the pedal is sticky, right? But also, I think if there's multiple balls on the screen and one ball can be stuck to the pad, I think now we have to differentiate between the pad being sticky and so a ball can stick to it, and also tracking which ball is actually stuck to the pedal. There's a different way of thinking about this that we have to keep track of. And I think the way we do this is by adding, and now this is the payoff to the fact that our balls are now objects. We can now add properties to those balls. And so I want to do this when we create a new ball. I'm going to add a new property to our balls, and that one is stuck. So new balls are automatically not stuck. Stuck equals false. And if I copy a ball, I will obviously copy the stuck ability, but I don't think that it will actually happen. Okay, so far so good. Let me get some spaces in here to make this a little bit readable. I don't know why I decided to make things so cramped in here. Cool. And so let me go to the update function, because this is where now the things change. Update ball, see? For the way we handled this right now, there was the sticky variable, and if that was true, the ball was stuck to the pad. But now we have to check which ball is actually stuck to the pad. So instead of just checking for sticky, you can already see this is actually pretty natural, where we gonna go if my ball dot stuck, then I will draw this ball on the pad. There is one more problem here. There is the position of the stuck ball is stored in sticky X, but I don't think this will be a problem right now. Right, so if my ball stuck equals 0, by the way, because this is a false or true variable, I could have just wrote as something like this, just a reminder. But you can also, whenever something is just true and false, you can just plug it directly into an if statement. So if my ball is stuck, then the position is going to be the position of the X plus stuck X, okay? And then my ball pad Y. Okay, yeah, that's good, that's good. So now we need to just make sure that when the ball hits the pad and it's sticky, then I want it to actually stick to the pad. Where is this? Where is this, Mr. Potter? Check a ball hit pad. There we go, catch power up, yes. So if power up equals 3, so the way we did this is there is, so far we had these power ups that we're tracking, and if the current power up that's on is 3, then we would catch the ball. But now I think we're gonna do it differently, where we're gonna check if the pedal is sticky. If sticky, and my ball so forth or so forth, then if I do this sticky, then the pad is no longer sticky, actually, equals false. And then the sticky is gonna be set, and then my ball, because now we declared that actually the pad is no longer sticky, it's just the ball is stuck. So my ball stuck equals true. There's one problem still, of course, and that is there's multiple problems still, but that's something. We should maybe create a function that makes sure that if there is already a ball somehow stuck to the pad, like maybe we did some mistakes, maybe pick it up sticky twice or something, just making sure that release stickies, release stuck balls, release. I'm going to call it release stuck. It's basically like a small function I'm going to create that just makes sure that if there's any balls currently stuck to the pedal, it will get released at this point. Like there's a new ball that's coming in that's about to get stuck to the pad, and if there's already a second ball already on the pad, that gets released, so the new one gets stuck instead. Again, I'm not sure if this situation will happen. I'm just making sure that there is never a situation where you have two balls stuck to the pad. And so I will write this real quick. It's going to be a very short function. I'm going to put it underneath all of this. Oops. Let me get this out of the way. Function release stuck, and so let me real quick steal some code from update game where we iterate through all of the balls here, big ball loop. I will just iterate. Yeah. Okay, so I will actually go forward through the entire loop. I don't know if a BI is a good idea. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. And then, so how do we do this? How do we actually, I'd have to go on a game function. How do we actually release the ball? If power up equals 4, then never mind. There we go, sticky. There we go, sticky, then ball dx equals 1. Oh. Yeah, there we go, there it goes. If ball x equals mid. Oh, what? Oh, we still have ball x going on in here. That's weird. That shouldn't be happening. Right, I understand. So let me see, update ball. How do we did it? Oh yeah, okay. So we're actually changing the position of the ball. So that should be no problem, because what we can do now is, yeah, we have to rewrite this. We have this. This is bad. This is a bad situation. But something we can do right now is, so yeah. So we're gonna check if this ball is stuck first. That's a very important. If ball square brackets bi, which is, or let's go with I with index. So if ball I dot stuck, then, and then this is where we are releasing it, right? So ball, we're gonna do it in the long way. Dot x equals, and this. Bam. Easy peasy for breezy, right? Yeah, we're making sure it gets released somewhere. And then it's no longer stuck. Ball I dot stuck is equals false. Like this. So iterating through all the balls, seeing if any of them are stuck to the pedal. If they are stuck to the pedal, we are setting their, we're making sure that they're still on the screen. And then we're just releasing them. That's interesting. Okay, so something I can actually do now is I can actually reuse this function when we are actually releasing the balls, because we notice that this is also some really old code that still use the ball underscore x here. See, ball underscore x. So there we go. So something we can do here now is sticky. Oh, that's what was actually a bug as well. So something you can do is now is just say, like, whenever just we press the button, we release the balls. Ooh, and that's going to be actually it, and we don't need this stuff anymore. That makes our entire code a lot more simpler. We don't actually care if the update with the upgrade was actually, if the power up was actually picked up, we just do it. The only situation that we have to deal with is this. So if the sticky is on, then we have to actually change we're changing the X and Y direction. And that's actually, I just realized something. We're actually breaking as well, I think, the angle stuff. It actually doesn't really interact really well with our angle stuff. So, good thing I checked. Okay, so how are we going to do this? The idea is here is that when you press left, you also change the direction which the ball that is currently stuck to the pedal will fly. How are we going to do this? I mean, we're just gonna. It's a bit silly because we have all this code in here, and we kind of have to copy this code now and put it in there. Let's just copy this one and just put it in one more time in here. Instead of release stuck, it is gonna be, we're gonna call it point stuff. Point stuck. And then sign. So the idea is there is a ball stuck to the pedal, and we just want to make it, when you press left, it should go left, and you press right, it should go right. That's kind of like this mechanic that we had there, where balls that are stuck to the pad, you can kind of target where they supposed to go. And the sign, we're talking about the sign because the X direction either goes negative, then when it goes negative, it goes in this direction from your perspective. And then if it's positive, it goes in this direction. And so negative is left and positive is right. So we want to be able to go through all of our ball array and see if there's some balls stuck to the pedal. And if they are, we're gonna set the sign of the X to this. So so this is the part where we have to think about this. So if this is already negative, wait a minute, do we have an absolute? I have to Google this a little bit. So whoa, I'm getting a lot of information here. Let me look this up real quick. So Pico-8 Lua absolute function. Do we have absolute? ABS. There we go. Yes, we have ABS. So the ABS function returns a number and removes the sign. It's always positive. So if you have like minus 300, it returns 300. If you have 300, it returns also 300. So it kind of strips off, and if there's a minus there, it strips it off, which is very useful because we're going to strip off the sign and we're going to substitute it whatever sign we already had. We are actually given by the function. So ABS, stripping it and then multiplying it by sign. So this way, this function will actually take whichever direction this ball was flying, and puts a different ball in its place, a different sign in its place. Okay. Let me move this together. I still can't make up my mind whether to add those spaces to make it a little bit more readable, or to remove the spaces so it's actually the entire line is visible on the screen. Okay, so point stuck. This is actually a lot more complicated than I thought. I think we're gonna have to split it into 2 episodes after all. Okay, so it says sticky here, but we're actually not gonna do this. We're gonna just go inside the point stuck -1, and if there's any balls added to the pedal, they are gonna get pointed in different directions. And same thing with this guy here. But this time we're going to go positive. See? Because, again, because we have like this parameter, this argument called sign, and we just multiply the absolute value of the X direction with the sign argument. So, you know, if we do this like this, if you send -1 to the point stuck function, it will go right, no, left, sorry. And if we put like a positive number, like a 1 here, then it will go right. It's good. Let me see if this works. Wait a minute. Yeah, there's one more thing we have to do. So when we restart, when you serve the ball, that ball that gets served, that needs to be stuck, and sticky has to be turned off. So there we go, serve ball. And then we're gonna go ball 1. Stuck equals true. And then it's not gonna be sticky. Like so, save, run. There's a problem. So, okay. There's somewhere we're talking about myball.stuck, and it says it's, yeah, it was here. Yes, of course. Yes. See, this part is myball equals ball bi. This one we have to put it in here now. Now it works. Okay, so see, I already see that the behavior is the same, so that's good. Okay, the way we draw the ball is still, oh, interesting. Okay, so the ball still gets stuck. That's something I not realized. Good. So some behaviors are bad. Some things still don't quite work. Never mind. Let's fix those. First, let's fix how we draw things. Draw game. There we go. If sticky, then we're gonna draw a line. That's not what we want to do. We want to do this now on a per ball basis. So we're gonna go to where. We're gonna go now to where we draw the balls. Where do we draw the balls? There we go. Here we're drawing the balls. And then we're gonna add this function here to our ball drawing thing. And here we're gonna ask if the ball is stuck to the pedal. If ball I dot tuck, then, and then we're gonna draw the line, and that's good. And of course, not the first ball, but the eyeball. The eyeball. This is the best. Oh, it's a very long line. I hate long lines, but we're gonna keep at it. Replacing all the ones with eyes in here. Okay. So this is solved, but there's another problem here. And that problem is that somehow sticky got set, and we didn't want sticky to get set. So I want to actually look for all the instances of sticky in our program. How does it work? Search, Control F. First we're gonna save, then we're gonna search for sticky. I want to make sure that we don't have any situation where we accidentally set sticky to true. Okay, control, I always forget this G to get the next one. Okay, G. Haha. See, already finding something. When the game starts, we are setting sticky to true. Let's not do this. Continue. Where is this? Another sticky equals true. When the next level is true. Well, again, let's not do this. Actually, when the game starts, let's set sticky to false. So we initiate sticky in some way. Sticky equals false. And then when the next level also happens, we also reset sticky to false. So like, because if the pad was sticky, we no longer want it to be sticky. Okay. Okay, it's still sticky though. So let's see, sticky. Okay. This is good. Here's sticky false. Here's sticky false. Here's sticky X. That's okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm not sure why did we get the balls stuck to the... the only way I would... This is really... Okay, let's debug this. So first... Okay, so this behaves normally. Now I'm going to pick up something. Ah, and now we're getting those balls stick to the pedal. Okay, so the new balls, when we copy the balls, they are not being copied correctly. Ah, there we go. There was a mistake here. And if you notice this while I was typing this, you did well. So we put the angle into the stuck, and that's how we got weird results. So let's run this. Okay, so this is behaving normally now. And now we're getting even more balls stuck. Okay, but yeah, that's an issue that we're gonna deal with at one point. Let me see if this happens again. This is good. This is good gameplay. Ah, there we go. Oh, I wanted to actually finish the level to see if the new level begins, if we get good sticky behavior. Actually, let me run this again. Yeah, that works fine. Let me finish the level. Oh, yeah, okay, never mind, that works. Good. Okay, so we're really far into this. Let me think about this. So what we do need? We need when we pick up a multi-ball, I actually want to the sticky power up. I actually want to now have the sticky pad. So we have to change the way the pills work now, at least for sticky. Power up get. There we go. So this is the catch or sticky one. So this time around I will not have a timer, and I will no longer have the power up. So what we instead gonna do is we're gonna go just sticky equals true. So now yeah, no multiple stickies is the problem here. So if there is already a sticky ball, we're not going to get a second sticky ball. So what we actually have to do here is we're going to have to see if there's any sticky balls. We could also release all the balls and then say like, okay, now we're going to get a second sticky. But I think it's fair it would seem kind of erratic, I think. I think it's better if we just there we go. If we just check if there are stuck balls. Stuck balls. And then I'm gonna create has stuck equals false. And then that's a new variable that will remember if there is any stuck balls. We assume that there's no stuck balls, but we're not sure. If we're gonna find a stuck ball, we're gonna have to say, okay, has stuck equals true. And then at the end of this for next loop, we're gonna say if has stuck equals false, then stick equals true. Basically, if we haven't found any sticky balls, we're gonna set the pedal to sticky to wait for the next ball to hit the pad. There's one more thing. No, multiple stickies. Okay, so that's good. So there's one more thing I want to do. When we pick up the multi-ball, I want to release the sticky balls. So multi-ball. So just in case, so we don't copy a ball that is already stuck to the pedal. So release sticky. Stuck, I think. Release stuck. There is a power up and a power up timer. I will remove both of them because the multi-ball no longer has a timer. Okay. So what I want to do is in order to test this, I will actually make sure that when we spawn the pills, we are just spawning 2 types of pills. There. Like this. Right? No, like this. Yeah. And then actually let me undo this real quick. And let me comment this out. Just in case, you know. So what I want to do now is yeah, like this. So this should give us a number between 0 and 1. And then if t equals 0. This is just temporary code. I just want to have a situation where we only get stickies and multi-balls. Else, so we're gonna basically flip a coin, and then if it's head, we're gonna set it to multi-ball, and if it's tails, we're gonna set it to sticky. Which one is sticky? I think it's 1, 2, 3. No. 0, 1, 2. Let's see. Oh, it's large. Oh, there we go. There's a catch. Yeah. Okay, so we have now, yeah, it works. It basically works because I picked up a multi-ball and released the sticky immediately. Right. This is getting a very long episode. I'm actually reconsidering this. Maybe what we're going to do is we're not going to actually release all of the stickies, but we're just going to release the sticky if it's the sticky, it's a ball that is stuck to the pedal that is actually being copied. But that's something that I think we're going to do in the next episode, because this is getting very long. This has been a bit of a kind of like a confusing episode perhaps, because we've been like going through the code and rewriting stuff and fixing like old things. But I think we're almost fixed the sticky. So I want to actually put the text that we had here, I'm going to put it in here. Whoops. Yeah, that's why not? So what I want to do is slow down timer. This is fine. Catch and sticky, that's also working already. These two things is we have to deal with, and then unsticky copied ball. Unstuck or release like this. Slow down timer, that's good. We already did this. Expand. We're gonna have to do the expand. Reduce. Just doing like a to-do list. I want to like redo each one of the individual power-ups so they interact with each other correctly. Mega Ball has a timer. And multi-ball already behaves correctly. Easy peasy for breezy. Okay, so these are the things. Somehow we are working ourselves backwards, and this is something you often get where you feel like you want to add more, like you want to just fix stuff that's already there, and you're actually getting further away from the goal. But in fact, what happens is you thought you were pretty close to the goal, but actually were very far away, and you actually realize how far you were really away from the goal. So we just realized that these are the individual steps that we have to go through in order to get those upgrades done, in order to implement all the things that we set out to do. But that's something we're going to do in the next episode. Wow, this was very long. Sorry about that, guys. See you next time around.